Hi, today I'm here to share a very relevant example with all of you. Although this story is very much personal to me, but I think everyone would be able to connect to this because this has been a part of everyone's life. This has been an experience in everyone's life at least once in their lifetime. We more often than not make one person a huge part of our life that we start forgetting our existence. We start questioning our worth. We start changing ourselves just to meet that person where they stand. And the chase doesn't end at that person respecting you more. The chase ends at you being more distant to yourself, you being more abandoning to yourself, you being more non acceptive to who you are as a person. And similar thing happened to me in just 4 months. I took 2.5 years to get to the level of self worth which I had 4 months back. That acceptance, that level of acceptance for myself, my existence, the awareness for myself, and being true to myself. But it took hardly 4 months, and 9 or 10 of the conversations that set to have such a distorted version of mine. I met a person. I personally believe that even the medicine for cancer, which could be the best thing in the world, it could be life saving. But if you are not a cancer patient, consumption of that medicine could actually be a disaster for you. And this is what happened with me. 4 months back, I met a man from the perspective of a prospective partner. That man was so successful in terms of wealth, in terms of understanding, in terms of looks, in terms of everything. I found it wow. I got someone as diamond in my life, and that too effortlessly. But that effortless person in my life made me make a huge efforts to abandon myself. And I really did it. Honestly, I did it. I am a very mature person, a very aware person, but I unconsciously learned a lot of negative aspect of mine which I wasn't even aware that it was with me. I am someone who has always been known as more understanding, more mature, more having a very holistic perspective about life, about self, about people, and I am extremely, extremely acceptive and tolerant of everyone. But what this person made me feel in these 4 months? Not acceptance of who I truly am and trying to accept someone else. Not understanding my worth, or per se diminishing my worth, trying to estimate or respect someone else's worth. And this entire journey was so devastating, it was so toxic for me, that I eventually turned to be a very mentally exhausted individual. I, a happy soul, I, a cheerful soul, I, a jolly soul, turned to be someone who is mentally exhausted, mentally tired, that now need a few days to replenish my energy, to recoup my energy. So, what happened when I met that person? The initial conversations for 2 3 days went really well. I found, yeah, this is the right man. I found this is the right man I needed in my life. Things went for next 2 3 days. It was really good. I remember the first day I called that person, because every time I used to get a call, I used to respond, I used to talk. I made time out of the busy schedule that I had. But every time I called that person, I got the call disconnected with a message, Pallavi, I'm busy, I'll call you right now. And it's fine, it happens. But that call never came. That the reply to those messages, it either never came or came maybe after 2 or 3 days in just okay and yes. Such long messages where you wanted to be validated, to be seen, got the answer in just yes or okay. I didn't know how to respond to it, because I am someone who's very empathetic. I understand from what place a person is coming, and I try to make that person feel safe, uncomfortable by reaching to that place. Initially, I ignored these things, considering that person might be busy, Although till now, I always knew that successful people respect other people a lot, because I have worked with a lot of successful people and I have seen successful people generally respect people a lot. They reply to messages instantly, they reply to calls instantly, if not instantly, then the moment, the right, then right on the moment when they get their free time. But they do, they're not nonchalant. But this man distorted that perception of being successful. As per him, which I could understand, is being successful is not respecting people's time or efforts, not respecting people's messages or call, but respecting your work and nothing else than that. I started buying those understanding, I started buying those conceptions. Till now, till today, where I felt so exhausted that I feel I cannot buy this anymore. In those moments, what happened, I distorted the entire perception of myself. I am now underestimating my self-worth, because I feel if a successful person is not giving that importance to me, it means I'm not worthy of being enough, I'm not worthy of being loved or cared for. Because when I care for others, I feel that this is not a perspective, this is not a character of a successful person to care this much for any person. But I was wrong. Every message, every call got unanswered, and I was literally made to feel like I never existed. I was always available. Whenever that person wanted to talk to me, I was there. Whenever they messaged me, I was there. Whenever they needed me, I was there. But when I needed them, they were never there. It's been 4 months and now I'm so mentally exhausted that I want to give up. Now I finally chose myself, not because there is anything lack in terms of his success, but now I believe that even if a person could be the most successful person in this world, if that person is not successful in understanding me, in meeting me where I stand, in looking at me how I want to be seen or perceived, then that success has no relevance for me. And now today I chose to choose myself over success. Today I chose to choose me over that awareness that I should be more acceptive of other people. Today I chose to act for myself, to stand for myself, that now I am not going to entertain this person. And trust me, every time, and I'll be very honest to say, even on the very first time you find a person who is taking you for granted, who is not giving you that respect that you give to yourself, or you expect someone to give to you, just step back. Honestly, this could be the biggest red flag that you can ever get in your life. Just step back, because it is said that if you become aware that you have boarded on a wrong train, then get down as soon as possible. Because the more you stay there, the more suffering, the more wastage of energy, time and effort would be there, and that journey would be more painful. I sustained this painful journey with every day of frustration, mixed signals, inconsistency, confusion, not guessing where I stand, not knowing where I stand, always questioning my worth, always trying to underestimate myself, always trying to frame a very different definition of being successful. And I started molding myself to that definition, which was really terrible that I did. But now I have come home. I have come home to myself. I have chosen myself, that now I'll not abandon myself. And trust me, this is the best thing you can do. And the level of happiness that I am getting now, honestly, I didn't get it in last 4 months. This is what I feel, that how just one person has the potential to shatter the entire world which you take years to build. Let's step back. Let's step back to our home, to ourselves, and let that person. I would not say we need to let them feel anything, but let them be free to choose what they choose, but you choose what you want to choose in your life. It's your life, and you are the CEO of your life. You have all power to decide who to stay, who you want to stay in your life, who you wish to go in your life, but choose wisely and choose yourself over everyone else. Thank you.